some objects don't just exist. They wait for the right person. And when they find you, something changes. Not around you. Inside you. At first, it's almost nothing. A strange feeling you can't explain. A moment where the air feels heavier, like something is slightly off. You notice it, and then you ignore it, because it's just an object, right? That's what every single person in these stories believed. Until it followed them home. Until the nights got longer. Until the silence started to feel crowded. Here's the part no one tells you. You don't have to open anything. You don't have to touch anything. Sometimes, just paying attention is enough. Because certain objects don't need permission. They don't need rituals. They don't need to be understood. They just need one thing. To be noticed. And once that happens, they notice you back. There was a man who bought a simple wooden box. Nothing about it seemed dangerous. It was small, old, sealed tight, sold as nothing more than an antique wine cabinet. Something to decorate a shelf. Something to forget about. That's what he expected. But the first night proved him wrong. The smell came first. Not strong, not obvious. Just enough to make him pause. Like something rotting far away. He searched the house, checked the trash, the kitchen, every corner. Nothing. But when he sat down again, it was there. Closer. Waiting. Then the dreams started. A figure with no face, standing in the distance. Not moving. Just watching. Every night, it got closer. No sound. No voice. Just presence. Until one night, he woke up, and the dream didn't end. He couldn't move. His chest felt crushed, like something was sitting on him. The room was dark, but in the corner, something darker than the darkness stood still. Watching him the same way it had in his dreams. That box had a name. People called it the Dybbuk box. And according to old stories, it was never meant to be opened, because inside, something had been trapped. Something that doesn't forget the person who finds it. He tried to get rid of it. Sold it. Gave it away. But the feeling didn't leave. The smell came back. The dreams returned. Because it was never really about the box. Once it notices you, distance doesn't matter anymore. Now here's something most people don't expect. Some objects don't need to be touched at all. There's a painting. Simple. Quiet. Easy to overlook. A little boy crying, standing next to a doll. Behind them, a glass door. And behind that door, shapes. Hands. Shadows that don't belong. People who own that painting started noticing small things first. Doors opening. Sounds in empty rooms. Children refusing to sleep, saying the boy was moving at night. Of course, no one believed them. So they set up cameras. What they saw made everything worse. The painting didn't stay the same. The boy's position shifted slightly. The doll's eyes weren't always looking in the same direction. Subtle changes. Just enough to make you doubt your own memory. One night, a loud noise echoed through the house. The owner rushed out and found the painting on the floor. The glass was cracked. From the inside. Think about that. The painting became known as the Crying Boy, and over time, something even stranger started happening. Houses that kept it would suffer fires. Random. Sudden. But when everything else burned, the painting was always found untouched. Perfect. Watching. Almost like it was waiting to be found again. People tried to destroy it. Burn it themselves. Tear it apart. But it never really disappeared. It always came back in some form. Another version. Another copy. Same feeling. Like it didn't need to survive. It just needed to continue. Let me break your attention for a second. Because this is where most people stop believing. And that's exactly why it keeps happening. Not all cursed objects are ancient. Not all of them look dangerous. Some of them look ordinary. There was a chair in a museum. Plain. Wooden. Nothing special. It once belonged to a man who committed terrible crimes before he died. After that, the chair became an attraction. Visitors were allowed to sit on it, laugh, take pictures, walk away. And at first, nothing happened. But then the pattern started. People who sat on that chair began dying. Not instantly. Not dramatically. Just soon after. Accidents. Illness. Things that didn't quite make sense. At first, it was called coincidence. Until it wasn't. Name after name. Story after story. The same detail connecting all of them. They had all sat on that chair. The museum eventually blocked it off. Put warnings around it. Tried to stop people from getting close. But curiosity doesn't listen to warnings. It never does. Now think about this. How many objects around you have a past you don't know? How many have been touched, owned, carried by someone before you? Someone who might have left something behind. Not something you can see. Something you can feel. There's one more story. And this one is different. Because it starts small. A ring, found buried in a field. Nothing special at first glance. Just metal, worn by time. The man who found it thought he was lucky. He cleaned it, wore it, showed it off. That same week, things began to change. Objects moved when he wasn't looking. Lights flickered for no reason. His phone started glitching in ways that didn't make sense. Then came the whispers. Soft. Distant. Almost impossible to hear. At first, he tried to record them, thinking it was interference, some kind of signal problem. But when he played it back, he froze. Because the voice wasn't random. It was calling him. By name. Again and again. He panicked. Took the ring off. Threw it away. Got rid of it as fast as he could. But nothing stopped. Because whatever had been attached to it wasn't attached anymore. It had already found a new place to stay. Let me tell you something people don't like to admit. It's not always about the object. Sometimes, the object is just the beginning. A doorway. And once that doorway opens, even a little, even for a second, you don't always get to close it. Some people will hear these stories and laugh. They'll say it's coincidence. Imagination. Fear creating patterns where none exist. Maybe they're right. But every person in these stories believed the same thing. Right up until the moment they couldn't explain what was happening anymore. So the next time you find something strange, something old, something that makes you pause for just a second longer than it should, ask yourself one question. Is it really worth it? Because some regrets don't come immediately. They wait. Quiet. Patient. And by the time you realize something is wrong, it's already too late. Because it's no longer just an object. Now, it's part of you.